What's going on, team? Proof here, and first video of the year. 2 months in, or yeah, about 2 months in. So classic, how I do it. And I didn't want to really do like a where have I been or what have I been up to type of video, just because I'm not a big fan of those, and I'm not sure if people like them. But if you watch this video and want to get an update of those type of things, just let me know down below. I'm definitely willing to cater to what people want to see around here. But if you guys thought that I would be talking spikes in the first video back and you were betting on it, you'd be right. It was kind of close because I've had a couple ideas about certain things in my downtime, and this is the one that won out just because I thought it'd be kind of fun as a first video back type of thing. And what I'm gonna do is kind of talk about things that I would like to see in the wave 2 of spikes when they get their support in September, October. Not necessarily what I think they'll get, but it's the things that I've kind of thought about that it would be nice to see, because it will kind of fit in with what spikes have going on lore wise. And lore wise, spikes have been a clan that have been deeply rich in the fact that they are dirty cheaters, steroid freaks, using their magic for special advantages and stuff like that. But when it comes to the actual design of the cards, they don't really manifest that in their skill text. And I kind of want things that kind of in my headcanon space is like Spike Brothers players through their card text or something like that, kind of like grease the palms of the officials, aka Bushiroad. Just get these extra special skills that go against the established rules of the game temporarily. And what I mean by that is that in the rule book there's section 9 for rules actions, which are like very central for the game to function type of things, kind of like the lose the game condition, illegal guardians, things like that. I'm gonna put a list of them, like the big headers over here. And I thought it'd be really cool if Spike Brothers had certain cards or certain skills that kind of temporarily broke those rules for advantages. Not necessarily like incredibly stupid powerful effects, but kind of like they told the official, like, just turn their back on this play because you don't want to watch this one happen type of thing. And this kind of was inspired by the fact that well, as a non-update type of thing, I bought a Switch. And one of the games I got on there is Mutant Football League, which is have groundwork of kind of like what I would imagine spikes to be, or how games I would expect to play out for spikes, with like cheating and special powers and stuff like that. And so it kind of made me start thinking about this type of stuff. But enough rambling. I kind of have 4 cards here that have central ideas that I would like to see implemented, but not necessarily like cost wise. I don't know if they're balanced or nothing like that, just because that's not my job. But I just want you to see the ideas surrounding it, and then kind of see what I mean when I'm talking about temporarily like bending the rules actions for benefits. So the first card I have here is going to be probably something you will see on a grade 3 or boss level type of card. And so it's act on your Vanguard once per turn, Soul Blast 2, choose a card from your hand and put it onto your rear guard circle. If that RC or if that rear guard circle has a unit on it, both units share the same RC until the end of turn. And then at the end of the turn, you retire the unit called with this effect. So the central action here that I'm going to be breaking with this skill is overloaded units, which means when you call a rear guard on top of another rear guard, you have to then retire the one that was previously on that circle. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to override that with the Vanguard skill and let the 2 cards exist on the same plane for a little bit of time. So I thought it'd be a fun way to get 4 attacks off with spikes, because multiple attacks are lacking for some of the Force clans, and I thought this would be a nice, fun, inventive way to go about it. So you can have 2 cards existing in the front row on a 4 circle. They will both get the power, and then they can attack independently of each other. And then if you want to boost one, you can, but then that means you can't boost the other one. So that's why I thought it'd be properly costed something, or not costed, but I thought it'd be fair to have this type of ability on something that can only be used once per turn. Or if you want to increase the cost and have it be used multiple times, then that'd be also kind of fun to do. And then it's not necessarily card advantage for you because you're going to be losing a card anyway, but you get a temporarily extra unit to then be able to attack and maybe push for game or take more cards out of your opponent's hand type of thing. And the next card I have here, it says continuous for your Vanguard. During your turn, all your front row units say at the end of the battle that this unit's attack did not hit. Pay some cost, maybe a Soul Blast or something. Add this attacking unit's critical to one of your other units. And then it says continuous on Vanguard. If you have a grade 3 in Soul and 5 or more rear guards, it gets plus 1,000 power and then plus 1 crit. While this one doesn't break a central rule in action, I just thought it'd be a fun way to design a finisher, and that way it can pass. It can pass its critical to a unit, and then that unit can then pass the critical to another unit. So how it kind of work is, say it's attacking without the extra critical, your opponent guards the attack, and then you pass it one critical to one of your other rear guards, and then that unit attacks for 2 critical, and then if your opponent stops that attack, then they'll pass the 2 critical over to another unit. And I'm sure the cost would have to be steeper or something like that, just because it'd be a really potent skill, so it kind of puts your opponent in a super bind. But I thought this would be more fun than just slapping on guard restrict on something, and it'd be an interesting way to see a finisher be designed, in where you can kind of fit into the fact that Force gains a lot of power, but then you attack the criticals on top of that. It's not necessarily a cheat card in that it breaks a fabric rule of the game, but I think it'd be a nice way to go about designing a finisher type of card. And the next card I have here does break one of those central rules, and it's Auto Vanguard. When you are dealt your 6 damage, pay some costs, it's like Soul Blast 8 for the context of this card. You draw a card, you do not lose the game, and you end your opponent's turn immediately. And then at the end of your next battle phase, you lose the game. So it's kind of like a last ditch effort overtime type of card, in that your opponent wastes all their resources to push you to game, but then you have the Soul Blast cost to be able to live that, but then you can try to push on your opponent's next turn, or on your next turn, to try to end the game there with that last ditch effort. And it breaks the central rule condition of the lose the game, in that, of course, when you check the 6 damage and then the whole check timing thing happens, this overrides that notion to then give you another turn. And since you are sitting at 6 damage until the end of your battle phase, if your opponent 6 damage heals, they don't be able to get the benefit from that. So it's a all-in, put your whole game plan surrounding building your soul to then try to push your opponent over top, or get over top of your opponent with that last ditch effort. And the final card I have here, just to give you guys the ideas what I'm talking about, is that auto in hand at the beginning of your opponent's main phase, you pay the cost, and then you place this unit on your guard circle as rest, and then it gets a continuous ability that says this unit is not retired during the end of the battle. And then at the end of the battle phase, you retire the card, or retire the unit. And this overrides the illegal guardians card or rule section, which says that you can't have guardians outside of the battle phase. So this card kind of just sits there as a permanent buff to your Vanguard or to your rear guards as well. And it just, to get to your target, you have to go through this guardian that's just kind of existing on the field. So kind of like in the football space, like a big blocker here, like maybe it's like some legendary card that kind of got hyped up leading up to said game, like if I'm thinking about this in like anime type of thing, and it's just sitting there existing for you to try to get past to get to your target. So if you want to attack, say, my Juggernaut Maximum, it's now 13,000 plus whatever this permanent or temporarily permanent guard has to offer. And so you pay the big cost, and then you get the big benefit for it. So that's kind of what I would like to see. I want to see these cards that kind of like temporarily bend central rules of the game for some benefit, while rewarding you for preparing for their arrival, so to speak. So hopefully these cards, or cards like it that are more fun but good and not necessarily just backbreaking to handle, can make their way for spikes in Wave 2, because I think it'll just be really fun to see type cards like this. And thinking about like premium collection and stuff like that, I hadn't really thought about it, but if I was a betting man, I'll put money on Miracle Ace coming back. That's where I think that's where Bushiroad would go with that. If their idea is to bring back popular units to the current era, I think that's where Miracle Ace will lie, because he's one of the most iconic G era cards that Spikes received. So I think it'd be really fit for him to be revived back for the current era that we're in. So hope you guys enjoyed. First video back. I got some other ideas that I want to get to, as long as I can find the time and hopefully things don't break along the way. Let me know what you guys think about the ideas for these types of cards for Spikes, and let me know if you want to hear about how things have been going the last couple months. So yeah, that'll do it for me, and until next time, peace, be easy.